Hey everybody.
Good morning. All right, today's topic of discussion before we even get started is going to be on the madness of family businesses. If you need help in this area, go to talkwithbecky.com. We are there on the other end. How do we know about family business?
Well, we've been pretty much in it our whole life.
Life? How old were you when you started working for your family business?
Oh, I was about 7 years old. We owned a jewelry business, and I used to pack the jewelry into the trays in the packing department.
I was 12, and I started with my dad's an accountant. I'm a second generation CPA, but I've been a CPA for over 20 some odd years, but I've been in the industry since I was 12, and I started with payroll. Mm-hmm. I actually started answering the phones for him during tax season on Saturday, and I got sucked in from there.
Yeah, pretty much groomed to take over the business.
I was.
And so was I.
Yes, we both were. It was crazy. But we didn't know each other, but funny story, that's how we met. We met through the family businesses. We were their accountants, and Eric's brother was the heavy on that one, ran the company, and my dad was the accountant. So my mom and I worked in the firm with my dad, and that's how I met Eric, and I absolutely despised him when I first met him. Uh-huh. You're so pompous.
I was not pompous. I was confident.
There's a fine line.
No,
he crossed it.
I was very confident.
Come on. You were so pompous.
I was regal.
Yeah. Oh.
I like that word.
Oh, you were regal. Okay.
It's the perfect word.
Okay. Wow. So the purpose of our conversation today, this is going to get ugly, I think. The purpose of our conversation today is talking about the dynamic and the madness that actually occurs behind the scenes of family business. It is very, very difficult. Eric and I are products of it, and we suffered the perils, to be honest, I think. And it wasn't until we actually met each other that we figured it out. Like, I sort of didn't know that I was like suffering through a family business. I just kind of took it for that's what it is, right? I mean, that's how you grow up. You grow up in the business. You grow up seeing it when you live in a family of entrepreneurs that Eric and I lived in. And then you just take it that's like normal. It's like how it is. And then
overworked and underpaid.
Underappreciated. Abused is more like it.
They don't want to understand what you have to say, especially when you're learning new ways of running a business.
And we were the babies of the families, so
made it
everybody.
Worse.
You want to know what the worst part was? We were just talking about this. We're like, Eric would come up with like unbelievable. He ran a full department. Of over how many employees?
About 125 people. In
the jewelry company. And I was running the tax department when I was a senior in college. So here I am coming out of college with new school and new training, whatever. I had great ideas, right? And Eric has same thing, great ideas about efficiency and working with the 125 employees. And like, they would look at us like, no. But then they'd use the ideas.
And then they take credit.
And on top of that, as if that's not enough, demoralize us in the midst.
Well, anytime you come up with the idea, it's no.
No,
All
that
of a sudden,
never worked.
They sit and think about it, and they realize, maybe that's the better way. Then they try to say, oh, it's okay, and then you go ahead and put it in force, and then it's as if they did it.
And where did that actually get them? We left. Big problem when you leave a family business, especially I'm Italian, from the old-fashioned Italian family, 2 older brothers. I'm the baby girl. I am just supposed to listen and do as they say. Like, you do it this way, you do it this way, take all the abuse and whatever. And I was like, we kind of got together, and he was like, I am like in the same boat. So we were like, you know what? Let's just screw this. And we came up with what every small business owner comes up with. We could do it better. And we set out on the course to do it better. And I mean, I think we did do it better, to be honest with you.
Of course we did.
But nonetheless, we're hopping in here today because we know the pain, and we want to help you understand maybe how you can work through that. And we actually work hands in hand with several well, mostly all small business owners that we deal with are family run. So, but it's not always just a husband and wife team. It's brother, sister, it's brother,
Father,
father,
son,
yeah,
daughter.
like brother, father, son, whatever. And how to navigate through that, because it's not easy. Like with me, my dad owned the business and I was always going to be his baby girl under his thumb, no matter what. That's just the way it was going to be. And so we broke away from that, but we also took a lot from it. We learned a lot from it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So
What not to do.
Yeah. Exactly. So
Sometimes that's the best lesson.
I agree. So what's your first tip?
Well,
Because
I
there's
think
so
that-
many. There's
Oh
so
my
many, but we
God.
can't. We only have a certain amount of time. We have a softball injury fund tournament to go to. So
I would say the most important of all is when you first get started, or even if it's not, because it's a family business, usually going down generation, but structure is very important.
Agreed.
If it's going to be a partnership agreement should be in place. It should kind of outline at least what's happening, how the business will be run, job responsibilities. All that stuff has to be talked about, ironed out. Job descriptions, things that they're ultimately responsible for within the business. But then it gets, obviously it's going to spew off a little bit. Sometimes you're going to be doing a lot of different things. But as long as the structure's in place, partnership agreement, communication, I think would be another thing. Want to talk about communication?
Well, I got to go back to the partnership agreement, because if I ever presented my dad the partnership agreement, where was that going to go?
Nowhere.
So you have to be mindful of who you're working with. You're going old school, new school, meshing together. Very difficult. Very difficult. But it still can be done. We've done it. And we've made it. Actually, we've done it in such a way. Well, the greatest thing is that we kind of know how to handle it depending on the type of individual that's running the show right now and the one coming in to the business for business succession. Really, a lot of this is business succession planning. And sometimes when you talk to the older generation, if they're the ones, like if it's a father son or whatever that is, and you look at it, you're like, look, you know what, you need an exit strategy, because you can't be here for the rest of your life, nor should you want to be, right? But you still want to get the paycheck, you want the benefits. So what we do is we work from a different strategy to implement that partnership agreement. Like if I ever went in my dad's office and said, I want a partnership agreement, I want to know how much I get, when I get it, he'd be like, yeah, okay, kid, go back and do a tax return. So approaching that would have been different, right? I mean, approaching it would have been, all right, Dad, so listen, how long you want to stay, right? And however long you want to stay, stay. You want to go to Florida for 6 months, come back, great, right? Unfortunately, it didn't work out this way. It didn't. But these are the tools, and this is how we work with other clients.